Hello students, I am going to take now insight into the future mobility technology. That means whatever the vehicles we are going to use in the future, what technology they are going to use. Mostly the technology what we are going to use in the future, those are the electric and hybrid vehicles. And here about the discussion about the electric and hybrid vehicle we are going to take in this session. In this session we are going to discuss about the electric vehicles, their definitions, what are these means, hybrid vehicles, about that one, hybrid vehicles we are going to discuss, the components of electric vehicles, components of hybrid vehicles, then advantages and disadvantages of electric vehicles, advantages and disadvantages of hybrid vehicles. These we are going to discuss. Next, here we will discuss first one, electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles. The first, electric vehicles means the EV is an shortened acronym for electric vehicle. These electric vehicles are called as a EV. And in this one, electric vehicle means the vehicle run on the power as used as the electricity, and that electricity power is used to run the motor. Then the motor whatever is there, that will run the wheel of the vehicle. Therefore we are going to get the movement of the vehicle. Then here the electric vehicles have less running cost. That means the cost of the electricity what we are going to use for the charging of the battery which are used in the electric vehicles, that is less cost. Therefore that is the running cost of the vehicle is less, and also the less moving parts of the electric vehicles are there. Therefore that maintenance of the vehicle also less, and also very environmental friendly, as the electric vehicles will not emit any hazardous gases. Therefore those are environmental friendly, as they are not using any fossil fuels like petrol and diesel. The electric vehicle means simply the vehicle which is running on the electricity by using the battery and the electric motor. That is the electric vehicle. Then next, if you go for the hybrid vehicles, the hybrid vehicles means these vehicles are powered by the both internal combustion engine and electric motor. Here the internal combustion engine also we are going to use, and we are going to use the electric battery both. That means whenever the power, if we are going to run on the internal combustion engine, the more power is required, then we are going to use the internal combustion engine. During that time only, the whatever the torque getting at the shaft of the internal combustion engine, that is used for the generator to generate the electricity. Then the electricity what is generated, that generated electricity is supplied to the charging of the batteries. In turn, whenever it is required, necessary is there, we can use the power from the batteries to run the vehicle. Like this, in the tune powered, whenever the necessary is the one power from the one system we can use, and whenever necessary we can switch to the other power. Like that, this is the hybrid vehicles. And whenever the internal combustion engine is stopped, then for the idling also we are going to supply the power from this batteries only. That will reduce the loading, and the together whatever the using this internal combustion engine and the battery power or electric power, it will give the better fuel economy. The better fuel economy it will give without sacrificing any performance of the engine. And also, as we are going to use the less fossil fuels to run the vehicle, the emissions what are there, those are also less. And these are hybrid vehicles are also the environmental friendly, as they are using the less and the no fossil fuels. The hybrid vehicles are powered by the both internal combustion engine and electric motor, which uses energy stored in the batteries. The battery can also power auxiliary loads and reduce the engine idling when stopped. When it is stopped, it will give the power whatever it is required. Together, these features result in the better fuel economy without sacrificing the performance. These are also environmental friendly as they use less or no fossil fuels. Next, we are going to use the components of the electric vehicles. What are the different components are there in the electric vehicle? The important what are the components are there? Those I am going to discuss here. The electric vehicles carry the several components for the electric power. That first one is a motor to run that rotary power to give to that wheel. Then battery to store the electricity. Onboard charger, this is used to charge the vehicle. Then electric power control unit, that one. That means here whenever the what speed is required to run the vehicle, okay, wheel, okay, that is controlled by this electric power control unit. Okay, that will controls the whatever the supply of the electricity to that motor. Okay, these are the important parts. These are the important parts of the electric vehicle. Okay, here we can see the layout of this electric vehicle. That is a high voltage battery, okay, and that battery is charged by the charger. This external plug is connected to this charger, and that charger will controls and charge the heavy that is a high voltage battery, and from that battery the electricity is supplied to the electric motor through the controller. As I told you that one, the controller controls the electricity, how much the power is required to run the vehicle. Then the electric vehicle will produce the rotary power to the wheels of the vehicle to run. Okay, this is about the layout of this electric vehicle. And here also the car, taking the car as the model, we can explain about how the electric vehicle will be running. This is the first one is that the electric motor, okay, which will provide the drive force. Then motor drive, okay, that means it will drives the motor, whatever the motor is there, that is gives the rotary power. Then the transmission, what is there, that is transmits the power to the wheel. Then battery converter, here the battery converter means whatever the charging is there, that will be converted to store in the battery. And this is the onboard charger, the onboard charger which will charge this one. Okay, that charger connect to the batteries. The plug, whatever is there, the charge port, whatever is there, that is connected here, and through the converter it will goes to that batteries. Then traction battery bank, the traction battery bank, here the while movement, that whatever this battery bank is there, that will be provided to move that one. Then auxiliary battery, that is additional battery, whatever it is required, that also we can use to run the car. Okay, the heavy battery is required on the whatever this electric car. Okay, mostly the electric vehicles are used for the two-wheelers, and four-wheelers it is required the heavy batteries. Okay, for this purpose the battery is provided, and the auxiliary battery, additional battery is also provided to this electric vehicles. And these are the components of the electric vehicles. Only the major parts, what are the components are there, those we can get here from this one. The next, the components of hybrid vehicle. As we know, the hybrid vehicle will use the both internal combustion engine as well as the electric motor to run the vehicle. Therefore, what are the different components are used are internal combustion engine, electric motor, fuel tank to supply the fuel to the internal combustion engine, transmission to transmit the power generated from the either electric motor or IC engine to the wheel of the engine, the battery to store the electricity. The generator is the additional component is used in this hybrid vehicle, that will generate the electricity, and that supplied to the battery to charge it whenever the vehicle is running on the internal combustion engine. Okay, these are the different components of the hybrid vehicle, and that we can see here the layout of this one, layout diagram of the hybrid vehicle. The energy source 1, is that internal combustion engine, the fuel is the energy source 1. Okay, from that energy converter will be the energy converter 1 will be the internal combustion engine, and from that it will be supply this whatever the torque is there to the wheel, as well as it will supply the whatever the charging power required to this one also, the charging power required to this one also, power flow. And also the second source, whatever the energy source is there, that is the battery, that will supply the electricity to the energy converter 2. The energy converter 2 will be the motor, and that motor also provides the torque to the running of the wheel. Like this, by both the that whatever the sources, okay, the energy sources, it will getting the power at the wheel. Okay, then also from the wheel, the whatever the power is there, that will be supplied to this one through the generator, and through this energy converter again, that the electricity whatever is there, it is supplied to the battery to charge. That will be get charged whenever it will be running on the internal combustion engine. Like this, the whatever the vehicle running will taking place. Vehicle running will be taking place. We can see that one here. The car model is taken to run on the hybrid system. That one, here the electric charger, the charge controller, and battery is used to get the charge, and the fuel tank here, the fuel is used, and the lightweight materials are used for this hybrid vehicles. Here the internal combustion engine, okay, engine is used, and for the radiator, the same whatever the other the parts of the internal combustion engines are there, those are used. And here the electric motor, here it will be connected. So both are connected together here, and the electricity is supplied to the motor. The power electronics means these are some of the control systems used to generate the electricity and supply to the battery when running on the internal combustion engine. Like this, by using both the fuels, that is, one is the fossil fuel, another one is the electricity, we can run the vehicle with the economy as well as the better performance. Okay, this is about the components of the hybrid vehicles. Next we will go for the advantages and disadvantages of the electric vehicles. As we know that electric vehicles are running on the electricity, it will have the many advantages. Okay, that advantage we can see here. The first one is no fossil fuel is required. No fossil fuel, the petrol or diesel is required. Electric vehicles are entirely charged by the electricity. You don't need to buy any fuel. Okay, here any fuel buying is not required. The next is electric vehicles are energy efficient. That means how much energy we are going to supply in the form of electricity to the vehicle, the more power we are going to get from it. That means it is having the more efficiency. The electric vehicles are more convenient. Okay, here compared to that fossil fuel vehicles, there are more components. Okay, the gearing system, that lubrication, all these things are there. Okay, then all this with that one, the running of the vehicle is somewhat difficult. That one here, the electric vehicle are very convenient. Only with the acceleration you can run the electric vehicles. Environmental friendly, as they do not emit pollutants. These are environmental friendly, as the pollution they are not going to emit any pollutants, because they are not going to use the internal combustion engines. Okay, that is the environmental friendly. Lower maintenance due to efficient electric motor. The maintenance is also less because of the efficient electric motor we are going to use. Electric vehicles are safe to drive. The safe to drive means here if you use the fossil fuels, diesel or petrol, okay, that may leakage may be there, that may catch the fire, like that some whatever the unsafe conditions may be there. But in the electric vehicles, like that, any unsafe conditions will not be there. The economic and cost effective, that already I told you that one, it is economic one. The what we are paying as a running cost, the better the performance we are going to get, and the cost effective, that one, and better performance, it will give the better performance. Even though it is having so many of the advantages, but the electric vehicles are having some of the disadvantages also. Disadvantages of electric vehicle are recharge points. Electric charging stations are still in the development stages. There are very rare recharge points are available nowadays. If you use the electric vehicle, that is particularly for long run, the intermediately the charging points should be there. But nowadays we are not going to get the charging points. Very rarely we are going to get. That is one of the disadvantage. The second one, initial investment is steep. The initial cost whatever is there, that is higher one. Then electricity is not free. The electricity is not free. Okay, even though we are telling that one, it is not using any fuel, only electricity it is using, but electricity what is there, that is not free. Okay, it is also having the some cost. Then the short driving range and the speed. Short driving range means for one complete charge the vehicle will run about 50 to 70 kilometer. Then again it is charging is required. That is a short driving range. And speed, the speed of the vehicle also limited, that one about the 40 kilometer per hour the speed is limited. Therefore the speed as well as the range is the short. Longer recharge time. It will take the longer recharge time. I told you that one about the 8 to 10 hours recharge time is required for the complete charging of the battery of the vehicle. The silence as a disadvantage. Silence as a disadvantage means here the silence, the whatever the sound we are not going to get while running the electric vehicle. Therefore the some may not recognize the vehicle is coming. Okay, that may be disadvantage, and thereby the some difficulty may arise. Normally two-seaters. The electric vehicles are normally two-seaters. Okay, the four-seaters if you want to go, that one, that may be hybrid. Okay, but the electric vehicles are always two-seaters, that one. The battery replacement. The battery replacement is required. The batteries are having the lifetimes over the 4 to 5 years. Later that we have to replace it. When if you want to replace that one, its cost is about the 50% of the cost of the vehicle. Then battery replacement is cost is higher. Okay, therefore these many disadvantages are there, but this nowadays the whatever the charging points also they are providing, and ranges also they are going to increase, and also the battery life of the about 10 years they are going to give that one. Like that they are going to promote the electric vehicles near the future to get the advantage of these vehicles. Okay, next we'll go for the advantages and disadvantages of the hybrid vehicles. As the hybrid vehicles are running on the both the internal combustion engine and the electric motor, therefore this also very nearer to that electric vehicles, but the some other advantages what are there, those we'll discuss. This is environmental friendly, that means less emission will be there from this one, that is environmentally friendly. Less running cost. The running cost is less, that one. The electricity or the partially it is using the electricity, and partially it is using the whatever the fuel, fossil fuels, and less dependency on the fossil fuels. That is only the less dependence on the fossil fuels. Therefore the some part of the power is provided by the electricity. The regenerative braking system is used. Regenerative braking system means here the while running on the internal combustion engine, we are going to generate the electricity by using the generator, then we are going to use it to charge it. Okay, then the charged electricity we are going to use to run the vehicle. Then the built from the light materials. Okay, that vehicle is built from the light materials to have the better performance. Assistance from electric motor. The engine, whatever the vehicle running is there, that is assisted along with the electric motor. The smaller engines we are going to use. The part of the power is provided by the electric motor, therefore the engine whatever we are going to use in the hybrid vehicles are smaller. Automatic start and stop. We are going to automatically, it will be started and automatically it is stopped, that one. Okay, directly by providing the switch we can start and stop it. Even though so many advantages, the hybrid vehicles are having the some of the disadvantages also. The disadvantages of hybrid vehicle are less power. Hybrid vehicles are twin powered engine. These hybrid vehicles are twin powered engine. That means we are going to use the motor, okay, which will electric powered vehicle will having the less power obviously. Then if you are going to use the small engine for this hybrid vehicles, it is also providing the lesser power. Can be expensive, that means initial cost is higher for this one. Initial cost is higher. Higher maintenance cost. Here in this hybrid vehicle, we have to maintain the electric vehicle the part maintenance also, and we have to maintain the internal combustion engine also. That's why the higher maintenance cost will be there. Accident from high voltage in the batteries. The high voltage in the battery will be there. If anybody that one holds that whatever the wires and something, if it is there, the accident may happen. That means the charge may leak from that one. Okay, the high voltage charge may leak. The battery replacement is pricey. Already I told you that when the battery life is 4 to 5 years usually, and its cost is about the half of the price of the vehicle. And nowadays the improvement is going on this one to get the life of 10 years. Battery disposal and recycling. After this one, the battery disposal and recycling is also a difficult task. The battery disposal and recycling is a difficult task. And hydrogen fuel cell issues. Whatever the hydrogen fuel cells are used in this one, okay, that is as a substitution fuel, and that is also having some of the issues. About this one, these are the different disadvantages associated with this hybrid vehicle. Okay, then even though in the future we want to use that is electric and hybrid vehicles, some advantages we are going to get and some disadvantages. Usually the disadvantages what are there, these are overcome to overcome that one. Nowadays the effort is going on. Okay, in the near future we are going to get these type of vehicles. Therefore this is the insight into the future mobility. Okay, I will stop here. Thank you.